Alright, is that working there? There we go. Okay. Sorry about that. Hello everyone, welcome back. We are on Hubbard, Nebraska. Huge map, huge fields. We got our harvester warming up right now. We're going to get back to the harvest here soon. Fans on my computer are absolutely thrumming right now. Last stream we did get actually started with harvest and did a bit more than I figured we'd get to, which is awesome. Let's just get harvesting here. I did install the time-saving stock check mod, which is a mod that I've wanted to have on this for quite a while, because I was just doing very basic math to figure out how much money we had here on the series, and I was quite a bit off with my estimates. Let's just have a look at that here. So as you can see, we've got 100,000 liters of wheat, which translates to about $250,000 when I sell that, if it's at the best price. Let's just get this on a worker so I know he's going to go straight. Soybeans we have almost 200,000 liters of, which will bring in $1.2 million when we sell that. We've brought in one load of corn from just getting started on the field, and we've already got almost $100,000, so it's going to be nearly $100,000 worth of corn for every trailer full, which is really high if we were playing realistically, but I am not playing realistically. I've got, in fact, a mod to make me more money so that I can progress a lot faster on this map, because that's what I like to do. I think it usually pays roughly double what you would normally make on the regular prices. I am starting out with not much in terms of like the size of my vehicles and equipment, and if I'm going to do that, I definitely want to be able to progress quickly. We're going to go up and down here on this cornfield. We already did the rows around the outside, as I will show you here. It is split into two fields. It kind of looks like one, but that's just because they're right next to each other. There's a path in between the two. So we did the 2 laps all the way around the entire field, and now we're going back and forth here. And every once in a while we'll hop in the Alice to get the tractor unloaded, sorry, the combine unloaded. So it looks like at its best value we can get 250 grand, nearly 250 from the wheat. We're at 223 right now, which is pretty good. I might consider shipping that out if I wanted to. Let's see, 12,000. Okay, I'm gonna hop in the Alice. We're gonna catch this combine on the back side of things. Once I get this thing a little bit warmed up, we're gonna unload on the go on the combine, which will bring the auger wagon to have enough grain in it that I can take the semi down. So the semi will go back to the farm. We'll get our second full load in the silos there at the farm. And that'll be fantastic. What do I have for tillage equipment? I want to do some tillage. Not sure what I have installed. I don't even know what my biggest tractor has in terms of horsepower. 175, 181 it looks like. 181. So if I were to do 181 horsepower, dang, that's just this thing, 5 meters. Yeah, I'm not gonna do these fields with a 5 meter cultivator. I can get some sort of bigger planter or tillage equipment on mods, I'm sure. 2.5 meter plow. That's not too bad. Okay. How big of a disc harrow can I get? A 5 meter disc harrow. Yeah, see, This game just doesn't have very much in terms of tillage for small horsepower. You really need to have a big machine. Like 180 horsepower is pretty big. Like it's a lot of power. I am running mostly no-till. Well, technically I could no-till everything if I wanted to. I really want to break up these corn stalks. Don't need to, it's just something I want to. You can see there's a thick mat of corn stalks and leaves there on the ground. I'm going to want to break those up before I plant in them, so we're going to get some sort of cultivation. I might plow, I might just cultivate, I don't know. We will put soybeans in these fields, though, whenever the time for planting is. It looks like April. I'm going to turn off autosave because it's just annoying to me. Alright, let's unload in there. And this will take this semi up to full, and then we'll take that off towards the farm. If you guys have been enjoying these, feel free to leave a like or a comment or something like that. Just some feedback so I know what I'm doing is appreciated. Makes it, makes me know what to keep doing and what not to do. Alright, so with that, the semi is full, so we're going to go ahead and fire that up. Take this grain back to the farm. Let's put that cover on there. And we can get going. It is quite the long haul back to our farm. About 5 to 10 minutes of drive, probably closer to 7 or 8. To get there, unload, and get back, that is. Maybe it's even longer, I'm not sure, I haven't timed it. I guess it goes faster if you blow through stop signs and whatnot like I just did. Almost tipped over the semi too. Put those flashers on to warn everyone that I am a deranged fool and I don't know what I'm doing. Right, so I've checked the time roughly when we were leaving the field. We'll see how long it takes. We're going to go along the highway here up until just past field 116. We'll turn right onto this and then another left along this dirt path all the way down past my driveway here and then to the farm right there. At the farm, of course, we're going to unload into our silo and then turn around and head back the same way from whence we came. This thing's top speed is 65, but it probably will never hit that unless we're going downhill because of the weight of a full trailer of corn. Takes a while to get up and go too, doesn't it? Did check earlier, I have a mod called the Time Saving Stock Check mod, which basically saves me time by doing all the math for me on how much money I'll make when I sell my crops. It's an estimation, but it's usually pretty accurate. And I am I've got $1.2 million of soybeans, $250,000 worth of wheat, and already $100,000 worth of corn. But this trailer of corn will nearly double that, so we're not even close to being done taking corn off the field either, as we'll see in a bit. So we may make over $2 million from the harvest, which is insane. It's a lot more than I was gonna make. A lot more than I thought I was gonna make, that is. And definitely afford a fair bit of land and cattle, equipment and whatnot with that money. Gonna try not to blow through it all, because I have a habit of doing that. But I was worried about the money we were gonna make. I want to start doing cattle pretty quick, and I didn't think we'd have enough to do it, but what we've got right now is about 1.5 million basically, and that'll be plenty, and we're only going to get more. Keep in mind, of course, that's from a soybean field that wasn't fertilized at all. So we got literally some of the worst yield we can possibly get from a field. And it's still 1.2 million bucks. That's how big these fields are. Massive. Now, if the corn harvest weren't so gosh darn busy, I could be working on getting some of that straw. I've got almost 300,000 liters of straw, which is worth about $90,000 at its highest. Right now, it's worth $80,000. I'm estimating, of course. So, if corn harvest wasn't so busy, I could be able to pick up those bales, put them on trailers, and sell them. I'm only gonna do, I think, one more trailer to sell. The rest of it will be stored at the farm for when we get cattle. We can shred those bales up and take them off to leave as bedding for our cattle, so they can have a nice, comfy bed to sleep on the cold, hard concrete. Straw will retain heat better. It will take away moisture, so they're not sitting in their own filth, and it will keep the smell down as well, and also be a little comfortable for the cattle, which is fantastic. Don't want to talk about the future too much because we're just not there yet. I don't foresee us being able to sell our crops for a few days in real life, so I can't really harp too much on what we're going to do with it when we sell it, because I may as well change my mind by that point. Okay, the harvester is almost full, so we're just going to pull over here, unload him because he's going the right way. Because he's close and he's almost full, so we're just going to go and do that real quick. Oh, I never noticed there were switches up here. That's cool. Speaking earlier about what I wanted to do to this cornfield once we've got it harvested, and I think I'm going to look at some mods to get, because there's just not much good stuff base game for tillage. There's really just a couple small disc tillers and strip till cultivators and whatnot. Nothing necessarily that I'm in love with. So I'll have a poke around and see what kind of good mods I've got or can get that are maybe a little older and not huge, but also not smaller than the back duals on my tractor. I don't want my tractor to be wider than my tool I'm working with. That'd be silly. Really need to get that semi unloaded and back up here. But, it's not a huge deal. This is going to throw off my time estimate, though, because I was trying to keep track of how long it would be to drive back there, unload, and drive back. Of course. We're very close though, and it's about 7 minutes later, so I'd say 5 or 6 minutes to drive there, a couple minutes to unload, 5 or 6 minutes to drive back. So it could well be 15 minutes of real time just to unload my semi and back, which in Farming Simulator is a pretty long time. This map is huge, but in real life, that's nothing, man. When I'm farming with my grandpa, the semi's often gone for the better part of an hour, if not over an hour, before it's back. So it's definitely a lot closer than it could be. And I mean, it's not like we're working... Like, this is our farm here. It's not like we're working up in these fields up here and have to drive all the way down to here. That would take 20 minutes. It'd be insane. It would be cool to own those fields, though. I like to talk about, like, on every map, I dream about owning the whole map. Not like actually dream, but like, you know, that's just something I think about. I usually want to, but I get tired of the map or whatever before I get to that point. But, that would be insane on this map. Like, you'd have to be a special kind of crazy to do that all by yourself with small equipment like I've got here. I mean, I've got one little shed. That's it. I have to upsize, granted, whenever I buy my next bout of equipment, but still. I have like 4 smaller fields right now. Imagine having 200, and many of them much larger than what I'm working with right now. That would be bonkers. I want to see if there's any contracts on this map, and how much they would pay and whatnot. Almost $300,000 contract for harvest. That's crazy. It might be fun to take one of those on just to be able to drive someone else's combine. Bit of a change of pace. How much is that? Field 15, it's soybeans. Where's field 15? Right there. That's a big one. Sorry, I'm trying to drive and look at the map. This one right here. Yeah, it's not telling me how big it is. I can't see the area, but it is huge. Did the math, and it's actually going to take around 15 minutes every time we have to drive back from the field to the farm to drop off our grain. Which is longer than I was thinking, but not very long, like, compared to real situations. A lot of time farmers are driving around an hour back to their farm to unload and then back to the field. And if they're taking it straight to whatever co-op they're driving, like they're selling to, if they take it straight from the field to the co-op to sell, I mean, you could take several hours. Like, it can be pretty crazy sometimes. Welcome in, guys. We're driving back to the field, and then we're gonna ride with the harvester for a little while until it gets ready to unload again. Gonna roll through stop signs because I'm on a time crunch. All in good fun. It would be fun to get some really fast, like sports car or something, and try to set a fast time from the field to the farm back to the field or something, just to see how much faster it is than this big heavy semi. Although I do suppose This will be much faster going back because it's not full, so it can speed up much faster and it can reach a higher top speed because it's not lugging around all that weight. Beep beep. Alright, so these are actually our fields through these trees, if you can see. So we're actually pretty close. That went a lot faster than I thought it would. Only about 4 or 5 minutes on the way back, but 6 or 7 on the way there. Which could well be the difference of blowing through stop signs and not having a full load of grain. We own this field here, this tiny little corner piece. I bought that on an impulse. That's where $10,000 of my money went. We own this field off to the left beyond that house. And then straight ahead, we're working in this field right now. If you are unawares. Okay, the Alice, I'll take a little off the top of the harvester. Might as well. And then we'll head to the semi and unload what we can. Let's see, I should be recording for this, shouldn't I? Forgot to start the recording. There we go. Trying to make a video out of this. It's been a little while since I made a video, and I've missed it. Let that cruise, just so it's nice and easy for us. Alright, we're full now, so we'll bring the cruise right back up. Almost fill up our semi, even though we just unloaded it and brought it back. This will put it 2/3 full. Oh, I was wondering why I can't hear my tractor. I didn't have my volume turned up on my computer. Whoops. Alright, let's fill this thing. Well, not fill it, but get close. And I remembered the brakes are terrible, so I actually stopped in time this time. That's the first time, I believe, I've actually stopped instead of flying past the semi and making it all the way to the house's driveway nearly. I am a bit of a klutz sometimes in this game. This auger wagon may not look like it, but it is a bit too large for this tractor, so I want to get the larger Alice. That'd be this one here. 302 horsepower versus 181. I would probably go with some big singles, unless I were going to use it, I don't know. Either big singles or some more slimmer duals. Not very narrow, but not huge chunky duals. I love duals, I just feel like that might look huge, like that tractor might make this auger wagon look tiny. If I've got big duals on it. And my planter, my seeder, like everything I use would basically look teeny tiny compared to that tractor. It'd be too big. Plus, like, I figure if I go with the singles, I can always do the duals later when we get bigger equipment and whatnot. Right. That's almost full. Let's take the Alice and we'll get it on the unload when it comes back around. Got just over 6 hours on our Alice. I'll check the harvester as well. I'm interested to know what he's rocking with. It's like almost 8 hours on this harvester, and we are harvesting, what, our 4th field? That is impressive. Yeah, field number 4, because we did 2 really small wheat fields. Not really small, they were pretty big. And then pretty large soybean field. And now we're doing these 2 cornfields. Well, 3 technically if you count that one. We'll also harvest 156 and 159. Which 159 is soybeans. I don't know. I thought I was on the crop type. I was just on ready to harvest. Whoops. Probably about halfway done with this field. This first one. Yeah. That's awesome. And we'll do, looks like 110 is a fair bit larger. Area 57 acres versus 33. Yeah, it's quite a bit bigger. So we will hopefully be able to get this field done today. That'd be awesome. I'm going to bring the LS a little closer to the harvester. It's not going to get very close before it fills up, unfortunately. That's a cool shot. We're going to get some cinematic rollers for the video. Right, let's leave this thing back behind the combine, but with enough room that he can pretty easily maneuver around. And by he, I mean me. There's nobody else driving this thing. Let's see, I'm interested when we're going to sell all this stuff. It says corn in January, soybeans in July. Okay, so we're not going to make a big, huge sale all at once. It's going to be spread out. Next July. That's quite a ways away. That'll be... So I could probably use that money towards like a new harvester or something. A bigger harvester or a second harvester. More land. Maybe all of the above. Who knows? Heck, with 1.2 million, I could probably buy 2 or 3 harvesters. Alright, we will roll with the harvester for quite a bit here. Just cruising. Seeing the corn shimmy back and forth as it goes in. I always liked watching that as a kid, sitting on the training seat or on the lap of the farmer, because someone else was sitting in the training seat actually being trained. We've got a few passes before we're done with this, the widest part of the field, and then it'll kind of taper off towards the end, so we'll be going back and forth much more quickly then. Not exactly on the finish straight yet, but we're doing pretty good. Looks like I should have cut myself another fence row. Oh well. Fence row, headland, end row, whatever you want to call it. That should be a good shot there. I'll get this on a worker so it goes straight. If I don't want to... Okay, I just took a picture. Whoops. It's fine. That'll work. Oh yeah, that's nice right there. Yep. And I suppose I should do one sitting in the Alice watching him go by. Oh yeah, that'll look pretty nice. I'd say all things considered, our corn harvest is going really well. We've taken our second load off the field. We've got just over half of the field done here. And of course, when it's done, we can move swiftly into the next one. Been hiring a worker sometimes, doing it freehand by myself sometimes. Just kind of depends on what I'm doing. I'm trying to make some cool rollers and whatnot. Talking to myself about how much money I'm going to spend next year because I'm going to make so much. Good times. There's 50%, by the way. That little chime is telling us we're 50% full. I'm gonna go and catch those stragglers over here that I missed the first time around. And then the worker missed a little bit, it looks like. I missed a couple more stragglers, what the heck? And now I've hit a tree. Another tree. This is not forestry machine. I swear this is impossible to get. Okay, there we got it. Yeah, the worker likes to miss these things because he's brain dead. In the nicest way possible, of course. I'm gonna go ahead and do another lap around this field. There's just not enough room to turn around. I've been struggling with it, so probably fill up at some point on the back end of the field, but that's not a huge deal. I've got the Alice running the auger wagon, so we can just run it around and unload. Out here where there's no trees on the edge, I'll have plenty of room to turn around, so that's not as important, but for uniformity's sake, we'll do it. Welcome in, guys. Still working on the corn harvest. Getting another lap around because I don't have room to turn around back there in the trees. Just over halfway done with this field, and then we've got a few more to get to right away. Yeah, it does look like we'll fill up sometime on this back straight. Could even hire a worker and bring the LS around. I think it's pretty close to being full though, unfortunately. The semi, I just got it back, it feels like, and it's going to be full already, so that's not great. Yeah, semi has 22,000. Looks like the Alice only has 12.5, so it can definitely take another load. Not a full load, but pretty close to it. So we'll do that, and then unload in the semi, and the semi will be ready to head back. I don't think I will, though. I'm going to wait a bit. Takes about 15 minutes, we figured out. Probably closer to 10, 12, somewhere in that range. And I don't really want to do that back to back to back. So we'll wait a bit. Pretty good looking tractor though, eh? I figure I may plow up some of this extra grasslands here on the side at some point too. Maybe before we plant this corn. Because that's the last thing I need is more land. That makes sense, doesn't it? I already have way too much land for the size of my machinery. Oh, darn worker missed a strip. Whatever, I'll go back and get that now. I'm not sure why, but whenever my grandfather had a strip left out in the field, he would almost always put the very last row on the end to pick it up. Like he wouldn't just do it straight in front of him, which you think would be the easiest. I'm not sure if that was just to challenge himself to prove that he could line it up perfectly, or to show off to whoever was watching, or what, but I found that interesting. Maybe it's better on the header, I'm not sure. Okay. Back up. Back into it. If this were just a little bit less of an angle, I could hire a worker and unload on the go, but that's not the case. I'll just park it when it gets pretty full and unload it. Probably could have waited to put the pipe out, but that's fine. Hey, it'll get pretty close to the tractor, won't it? Good news is, oh, it's full. That's not good news. The good news is I'm almost done having to turn around in the trees, which is really tough. The harvester isn't really all that large, and it still doesn't fit well back there. I just punched my desk, kind of. It sounded a lot louder in the stream than it did in my apartment. Funny. This will fill up this thing, as I already said. The habit of repeating myself, I do apologize if you hear me saying the same thing over and over again. I suppose it's better saying things too much than not saying them at all. Alright, that's full, and off we go. I am quite excited to open up that other field, but we're not quite there yet. We gotta put our head down and finish this one first. Good to be excited about the future, but also need to be in the moment as best I can. Hey, I just got my stand goal whilst sitting down. The Apple Watch is a perfect product with no obvious flaws. Just kidding, it's pretty nifty having it at work all day. Counts my steps, my heart rate, the noise levels, because where I work is pretty loud and noisy. Make sure I'm staying safe and my heart rate is not too high. Not that I have issues with that. Of course, just like to know what's going on with the old ticker. Okay, now that can definitely be on a worker. Unload the Alice as much as I can in the semi, and then we'll pick up a little bit more. I think it'd be good to look into some larger auger wagons, potentially. Like that one will already hold 4,000 liters more, but it's a European style. It's definitely not an American. This is an old American auger wagon. I don't really have any other options downloaded, I don't think. Be nice when I could get some GPS and course play and stuff working. I don't want to do that right now, but at some point we'll get into that. I suppose that would only really matter in planting season. Get a course play worker running tillage or planting or something while I do another task. So we can kind of have two things going on at once. I feel like that's more interesting for me and you. More than one thing going on at once. Alright. As much as I don't want to, I'm going to take the Mack truck down to the farm again. You can tell I'm starting to get a little tired of harvesting. Need to put my head down and not just grind it out, because then that takes the enjoyment out of the game. It's more likely I'll get tired of the map if I do that, but a little discipline goes a long way with this. I will enjoy opening up that other field. That is a definite truth. Although I should probably take a hiatus at some point and get that header trailer. I think it's still up at the old soybean field that we were doing. Still, let's see. I love this, man. I turned off autosave and it's great. Yep, we've got our soybean header way up there. Oops, I didn't mean to leave. Yep, up there. We've got wheat growing. I want to get a look at that as well. I don't know if it's germinated yet or not. Planted it in October. It is now November, so I would hope it's germinated in a month, but I guess it's possible that it didn't. I'm telling you, the only thing keeping me going in this series is thinking about the future. I don't love the small equipment. It's been great, it's been fun, it's been different because I don't do it that much. But I'm really looking forward to running some huge stuff on this map. As I look to my left and right and see all these fields with crops on them ready to harvest, seemingly endless fields, it makes me want them and want to work on them. Whoa, we got in a bit of trouble there, didn't we? Dude, the car just fixed me. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. The map continues to impress. That's what happens when I'm talking about farmyards, trying to drive at the same time. Map looks epic though. All of that is part of the map. It's not just some background off in the distance. It's actually real. I could go and drive on the top of that hill if I wanted to. Great. This might be the first very large field I buy out here. Let's get over the bridge and turn a little bit, and then I will unload the harvester, unless he's... I can't tell which direction he's going. I think he's going the right way though, so I'll just turn here and go and get him. No, he's going the wrong way. But we'll still get this thing close to get him. He may make it to the end and then turn around so I can unload on the go, but he may not. It happens. Either way, it's no big deal. But yeah, this field should definitely be getting done. Maybe another semi-load or two to take off of it, but we're cruising, man. Okay, Mr. Harvester, sir, how full are you? 95. You might make it. I'm gonna turn off the HUD so I can record this one. Make this nice and cinematic, huh? Oh yeah, that's the stuff right there. Might look a little goofy while I'm doing it now, but I think it turns out well. I don't know. You guys can let me know if you want to. Whether or not you appreciate the montages. I pretty much just hold whatever you do for a while and then stop after a while, and when I edit this I'll just go back through and look for the times when the HUD wasn't showing, because that means I was trying to record cinematically, so just cut those up and splice them together, something like that. Okay, back to the farm we go. Getting a little tired. Only got about 4 hours of sleep last night. Wasn't smart, but I felt great all day. Only now I'm getting a little tired. Only had like a little cup of coffee in the morning and a little cup of tea after work. In terms of like caffeine or anything, so been pretty good. Went to Raising Cane's for lunch too. I haven't had that in a while. I love it. Work was a bit rough, but hey, yeah, we all have bad days. We all have good days. Thankfully, I was able to take a longer lunch today and enjoy myself. Came back to my place and ate some good food. Played a fun game. Played some Minecraft over lunch, so not that much, only like 30 minutes, and then headed back to work. So yeah, it was a pretty good time. Definitely gave me the recharge that I needed. So the refresh for the day. Hit the spot. Make sure to let me know how you guys' day went, regardless of whether you're watching this live or after the fact. The way I used to play this game, I would take out a loan right now and buy everything I wanted, knowing that I'm going to sell crops in a while. And then when I sold the crops and got the money, I just pay back the loan. So it's kind of like borrowing against myself. But I'm going to wait until we see that money in the bank account. I want to see over $1 million before we go on a big spending spree on stuff we don't need. I mean, I say don't need. We need bigger equipment. We need more land, because that's just how I play. I want more. I'm super greedy in this game, bro. There's no modesty. I want everything. I want to own the world. In the game, of course. That sounds bad out of context. I don't want to own the world. Much too large, and I am probably not the right guy to run it. But in terms of this farming universe here, I am the perfect guy to run it. No one runs a farm quite like I do. We're driving by this grass field, so I have to mention that I want to buy it, because that's what I've done every single time I drive by it nearly. So there you go. I think I need to get auto drive. It's not very entertaining to myself, at least. I don't know about you guys, to drive this semi back and forth, so... With the base game, that's all you can really do. You can't really run the harvester, because you're always carting grain from the harvester to the grain cart, and then from the grain cart to the semi, taking the semi back to the farm. Like, you can't run the harvester unless you're playing on small fields or whatever. So, all I'm doing, really, all I'm able to do is just cart and truck this grain back to the farm. I can't actually harvest, which is annoying. So yeah, we need to get some auto drive in here. I've never used it before. I need to figure that out. Although I don't know how well auto drive would handle that turnaround. We might have to make that a little bigger. I think that's my next order of business. I tell you what, I have been so close to streaming on Loma, Montana these last couple times. The next order of business... I'm sorry, I start a thought, and then just don't talk for a couple minutes and then finish the thought and expect y'all to understand. Next order of business is to figure out auto drive. Back to what I was saying, I've been super close to streaming on Loma lately. I wanted to record that as a video series exclusively, but there's no time. As little time as I have, it's going to get a lot less free time here soon. Just for life stuff, and then here in early September, we could potentially be going up to overtime, like working some more overtime, which is exciting, because obviously more time worked means more money, but it also means less free time, so who knows if I can even stream 2-3 times a week, if that's the case. So yeah, if I want to record videos, they got to be really short on a small map, or like on a big map like this, and only do like maybe one video every 2 weeks or one video every week or something. That's just like, I don't think that's self-sustaining for a small YouTube channel like I am. Like, I don't think you can grow an audience really with one video a week, unless you're putting out some really good content. And this game's towards the end of its life cycle. I mean, like, there's not much excitement about it anymore. When FS25 comes out, that should be pretty cool, though. I hope to see a little bit more excitement about the game, because there's a lot of complaining going on right now among players. Myself included, I like to point out issues, because that's the only way things get fixed. If we all just be quiet and act like this is a perfect game, then nothing will change. They think they're doing a perfect job. So if you give them some constructive criticism that they can hopefully make the game a little better, then hopefully they will. And if they don't listen to our feedback and make their game better, then I mean, people aren't going to play it, and that's going to hurt their bottom line. So yeah, all we can do is just give our criticism, constructive criticism, try and build it up instead of rip it apart and say they're not trying and they're doing a terrible job or whatever. Got to be constructive. Try and make things better. Don't make them worse. Don't try to make them worse and then complain about why they don't get better, right? That doesn't make much sense. Okay, there's my rant for the day. So anyways, Loma, Montana. I wanted to record that. I'll probably just do what I'm doing now. Live stream and record the live streams, so if I ever, for some reason, have a day off or something and have time to edit stuff and want to edit stuff, then yeah, I could definitely get around to that and put out a video or something for y'all to watch, so you don't have to watch all the live streams to know what the heck's going on with the farm. There are only a few content creators that I watch like every live stream they do, and that's the ones that stream maybe once every 2 weeks or so. Like, if you stream every single day, I don't even know if people can physically watch every single live stream every single minute to know exactly what's going on with the farm. So the good thing about this is everything is so big, it'll take me a few days to finish one field, or like this job. Like, I've been harvesting for almost 2 weeks in real life time. Like, I don't remember when I started this, but this is my 7th live stream. That's 2 weeks worth of live streams, and I'm still harvesting. I haven't started planting or anything like that. Like, it's still the first task we started on. So you can hop right into this, watch a stream, and then, I'm doing wheat or straw bales or whatever, and then come back in a week and a half, I'm still doing the same thing. I'm still harvesting, so you haven't really missed a ton. Whereas a video, no matter how much stuff you're doing, a video will just condense that down real nicely. So Aloma is a good example. I recorded episode 1. It's all recorded. It's ready to go. I haven't had time to edit it and put it out yet. But I spent over 10 hours on the first episode, and I haven't even spent time editing yet. Really all that much. I spent maybe an hour editing, but that's a long time for one episode. Like 10 hours a week is a lot of time to work. Like if you just added 10, like 10 hours a week is not a lot, sorry. If you work 40 hours or 50 hours, whatever, if you just add 10, it adds up pretty quick. So 10 hours a week is on top of a full-time job and all that. So yeah, it's not sustainable. And that'd be one episode a week, not even, because that was 10 hours and I didn't even finish. Like, that's just recording it. That's not editing. Right, where is this guy? Are you full? Right on the end of the row. Beautiful. Live streaming is nice because if I live stream 10 hours a week, people can watch for 10 hours a week. Like, I don't have to do any extra work after I do the initial work. With recording, you got to do the initial work of recording and then the secondary work of editing and uploading, making a thumbnail, posting that, trying to think of catchy titles and all that. There's still a bit of that element. You know, I have to do thumbnails for live streams and try to have an interesting title that also pertains to what I'm doing. Whereas, like, but like with live streams, I can do it and y'all can watch it and it's uploaded to my channel afterwards, so you can watch it after the fact too. So I think it's the best of both worlds. And if I want to, I can record it as I'm doing right now. I can record the live stream and edit it later if I have the time. So that's just super ideal to me to do it that way. And it seems to work pretty good. I mean, I haven't had the time to edit anything with it, but you know, we're trying. Okay, here we are at the harvester. We can get him unloaded. This should be a rare time I can actually sit with the harvester for a little bit as we harvest. Turn that off and we'll rock the harvester. Still a fair bit of the field left, but it takes super long. I really hope we can get it done today. I think that's the shot I'm going to do on the way back. Gonna sit in front of all the corn. Let's try and count this in the cab. Count 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put that head down. How'd I do? Not terribly. Okay. Not terribly is better than terribly, so I'll take it. I'm just gonna put this here. Pick that up, turn it off. Get this boop for recording. We're just gonna rock into it. I did kick my steering wheel, it's my bad. Okay, and that's good, and then if I hop out, I'll run in front of it and watch it roll by. That'll be another cinematic shot. Oh yeah, look at that beaut. Good looking harvester, that one. Alright, let's put our HUD back on and get in this goofy harvester instead of just looking at it and drooling. Come on now. This is nice. I haven't done corn or soybeans in a while before starting this map, so it's nice to get back into it because this is home. Like, this is all we do for farming where I'm from. Literally, it's like 97% corn and soybeans where I'm from. So, I don't want to do it all the time in Farming Simulator because obviously it's boring doing what I live on. Like, that's what's all around me. I don't want to do the same things, but it takes me a while to get into it. But once I do harvest corn and beans on Farming Simulator, it's so like reminiscent of home. That is awesome. And I always wait a little bit too long to get back into it. So this map is nice because it's all corn and beans, and I enjoy corn and beans. I'm also doing a little bit of wheat because, you know, I need straw. Oops. Like I was picking up 9 rows for a bit with an 8-row header. Really want to see the game fix that. Give me some row crop ready stuff. Like Tahitian County, I believe. I want to play on that. I think I want to look into it. I'm watching somebody play through it. I think it's Kadirk Farms is his name. I want to do some research, and if it looks like what I think it'll be, then I want to play it, and that should be interesting. But Farming Simulator 25 is quickly approaching, so I don't really have time to start up a whole new long-term gameplay, if that even exists for me. I tend to tire quickly and move on. But yeah, if FS25 after the new game feel is over, or if I just want to be nostalgic and like I fire up Farming Simulator 17 from time to time and play that because, you know, I have it and it's different enough from this that it's fun to do sometimes. It's not on my computer, it's on my Xbox, so, you know, it's chilling on the couch with a controller in your hand instead of sitting at a desk trying to make content or whatever. It's nice. I'll probably do that with FS22 at some point, I imagine. But yeah, FS25, man, I'm excited. Let's say that for sure. There's 50%. May as well unload in the Alice on the way back, because I can. Come on. How was that timing? That was pretty nice, man. Time he gets that pipe out, I'm straightened, and I'm going forward. That's about as perfect as it gets. I want to try and unload on the go in reverse at some point, but there's no need to do that on this map. This is kind of a more serious, semi-realistic playthrough here. To the point where I'm even doing corn and beans, because that's Nebraska and that's what they do here. I ain't gonna be harvesting no parsnips or sunflowers or whatever, sugar cane on this map. Alright, I'll fill up the semi. I'm not taking the semi back to the farm right now. I'm gonna get in my pickup truck and drive up to that soybean field we harvested last month, because my bean header is still sitting out there, so I need to bring that back to the farm. That'll be a nice, relaxing change from the harvest grind. So get ready for a whole lot of driving, folks. finna eat some cashews. They're almost gone, so I'm trying to get rid of them so I can buy new nuts. Good stuff. There's a nice shot right there. Oh yeah. This crop is so tall I can't really get many shots with it, unfortunately. Try like a really close unwinding sideways down motion, that'd be pretty sick. Oh yeah. That's the stuff of dreams right there, kid. Sure if I just heard tornado sirens or not. I'd probably open the windows so I can see what the weather's doing. Since I just did a up close and moving shot, I want to do a far away and static. Or I'll be, ooh, that's not bad. I'll be on the ground. The next one I'll be on the ground walking. So it's an on the ground moving shot. Oh, don't record. Don't record. It kills the stream. Gosh dang it. I always forget that. So a nice static, semi-close, but not on the same spot. And then for the next one, I'm going to be like over here. And I'm either going to be walking towards it or like walking this way. Let's get over here. I'm going to walk along the row and walk towards it. Slowly, and then we'll pan our camera towards it too. That's nice. And now I want a far away moving shot. But I'll wait a little bit because I want there to be good progress in the field between the shots. I don't want there to be... Plus I don't want the montage to be too long. We haven't even touched that other field either, so... Alright, 50% here. Semi's full. Alright, let's get in the pickup and we're going to take this thing back. I'm going to go and grab my header trailer with my bean header on it. I'm going to turn left out of this field this time instead of right like I've been doing with the semi. And I'm tired of going 20 on gravel or 40 on gravel. Plus this is the interstate, I guess. Let's get some air. Whee! Suffice it to say, I'm gonna go fast this time. I need to start muting my mic because hearing myself clear my throat in my ears sounds weird. I apologize. Same with the eating the cashews, like hearing them rattle around in the jar. I was like, dang, I need to remember to mute that. It doesn't help that I talk kind of quietly, so I have to have my mic turned up to hear me properly, which makes it so that it hears the background noises really loudly. This would be a cool, like, demo field here, right next to the shop. If you want to, like, figure out what you want to run, just, like, rent something, or you could even, like... I could even, like, rent it and then give myself the money back from renting it. If I wanted to, like, demo equipment to see what I wanted to buy or whatever. That could be an option. But yeah, I could even incorporate, like, rollers of the semi-truck driving on the way to the farm or unloading at the farm as part of the montage if I want to. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Man, this map is awesome. The field's way off in the distance. I can farm on them. Like, there's no other maps like this, man. Like, obviously there are. There's a few other 16x maps and even like a 36x or whatever, like, huge. I think it's called Spring Creek or something. Dakota, maybe? I don't know. It's insane. I would cry if someone told me to farm the whole thing, but also, it'd be fun. Especially with friends or whatever, get some friends on there and just chill. Dang, dude. I'm making myself jealous. I'm not even comparing to anyone either. 60 on gravel is fine. Don't worry. In a video game, of course. I don't think I've ever gone 60 on gravel. That'd be scary. I think there was a road somewhere where the speed limit was 55 on gravel, so I've definitely done 50. There's no way I haven't. I maybe even hit 50 on a four-wheeler. That'd be scary. I'll ride up this field, or this hill of Scotia, and then we'll be there. Fun word, Scotia. Try saying that over and over until it loses its meaning. Probably wouldn't take too long. Oh, hey, we get to get a good look at our wheat that we planted the last few streams. I forgot about that. We've got a nice thick blanket of wheat. It's growing. Yield bonus is 73% right now. It's been fertilized once, so we need to fertilize it again. Let's hop up here so we can see it across all the field, or the hills of our field. A nice little blanket of green. Good to know, good to know. Obviously, all the wheat in any field planted will look the exact same. I still like to see my crop growing. It's awesome. My harvester's full. We need to get this header back to the farm, and then... Well, here. The priority is keeping that harvester running. So let's get in the Alice. Unload... Dang it. Let's unload that harvester, keep him rolling, because it's a worker while I'm moving that header trailer, and then... Yeah, we can... I just wanted a bit of a break from harvest. And moving that semi, or that pickup out to pick up my bean header sounded like a good fix. How's everybody's Friday been? Y'all ready for the weekend? I know I sure am. I'm gonna be doing a lot of driving, like 15 hours plus across the weekend. And I just realized I need to pack tonight, so probably can't stream super late. Going on a wee bit of a road trip. Not a fun road trip, but we can make it fun. It's for, you know, seeing family, and which is fun. That's the fun part. Going to appointments and other errands we gotta run and stuff. You know, life. Nothing new. Still, sometimes it can be a little bleak. Working 40 hours, and then in the weekend you gotta drive 15. Then right back to the 40-hour week, ain't it? Not exactly what I want to do every weekend. Sometimes it's fun. I do like driving. Alright. Speaking of driving, let's get this puppy back to the farm. I'm going to head up this way. Yes. Ooh, don't tip me over, please. Forgot how heavy top heavy these honeybees are. Let's drag this son of a gun back to the farm, and then we can hop in the semi. I guess we gotta unload the grain back at the farm again. Interesting little factoid here. If we check our time-saving stock check mod, we're currently sitting at $1.8 million of crops to sell, which is a lot of money. Especially when that's more expensive than, like, everything we own on this map, pretty much. Including all of my equipment and fields. So, we could pretty much double our farm if we wanted to. I don't want to. This is already enough misery, doing all this stuff as it is. I need to get some water, but I'm trying to figure out when the best time will be to do that. Yeah, that straight shot there between those two fields should be plenty fine. At least we get to look at this nice pond here. Lake. Might be fun to get a mod for a camper van or something and go out to that campsite there across the lake and act like we're going on a camping trip or something. That's something I really want to do. I'd be fine taking road trips if I could go camping. That's something I haven't done in a couple of years, unfortunately. I love it, but there's just hasn't been good opportunities for that for me lately. Alright, once we get on this nice long straight, I'm gonna go get me a tall glass of water, because I'm thirsty. Those cashews dried my mouth out. Alright. Jesus, take the wheel, I guess. I'm leaving the controller here. Yeah, all told, it didn't do too bad. I mean, I am in the grass right now, but it's better than the telephone pole. I don't know why it's not shifting out of second. Here we go. I think it's because this whole way is like a slight uphill. So it can't really get cooking and booking, you know? Ooh, it gets worse. We're below 20 mile an hour. Here's a downhill though. We should be able to pick our speed back up. Ooh, big yawn. Hopefully we don't tip the header over and roll the truck. Good looking truck, ain't it? I need to check if I have a loan out. I don't remember if I took one or not. If I did, I don't think it's huge. Maybe like 50 grand or so. The 25,000. Okay, so we'll have to pay that off. Not yet, but soon. And since we do have one tiny little field of soybeans, I'm just going to leave this header there. It's right out in front of the farm here on the left. Yep, up there. So I'll just leave this header there instead of packing it away and cleaning it up and stuff. I mean, it's so small, man. It's barely worth even working. I might not work it. Put like alfalfa on it. Plow up this whole little area here or something. I don't know. Okay, now you're gonna stay here because I don't want to drive you anymore. Harvester's doing his thing. We're on the home stretch. I can confidently say that for this field we're on the home stretch now. Need to get this semi back to the farm and unloaded. We're not on the home stretch of the corn harvest, just that one field, because this field behind this house here we still got to get. And then we have 2 or 3 really tiny fields to get to as well. That should take maybe 10 minutes each, like it's not much. This is one of them here on the right. Corn right here. That'll probably take more than 10 minutes, but the other 2 are pretty small, so. Alright, no stops, no cops, no stops. Because we got harvesting to do. I don't want to be driving the semi the whole time. At least we can hear that baby purr a lot. Especially when the Jake brake goes, it's nice. Oh yeah, that's right. We're gonna get the cinematic shot here. This whole corn harvest is going to be as part of a montage / video thing I'm going to do, so. Trying to take some rollers when I can. Also, it makes it more interesting to me. I'm not just sitting here in this camera view all the time. I can kind of look for interesting shots and whatnot and just toy around with the joysticks and whatnot. Someday, man. Someday all these fields will be mine. Oh, ooh. Not all of them. Some of these fields will be mine. Sorry for the weird noises there. I meant to do that, of course. Obviously, I was just showing you guys my drifting skills. There's been so many times I've wanted to be a trucker as my job. Not old enough for it yet. I believe you gotta be at least 25 to get your CDL. But place I work, they have trucks coming in all the time to haul out our projects we work on, and it's cool seeing their jacked up big rigs because we're hauling some heavy loads. You have to get permits, you know. You got to have a car in front, a patrol car, and you got to have, I think you need 2 cars on the sides of your truck even, and then maybe one in the back. Like, it's a whole convoy they run. But it's cool seeing the souped up big rigs, like blacked out, nice paintwork, whatever, if they're not blacked out. Big dual exhaust, straight stack exhaust, like, that looks awesome. And hearing when they start up, because we're in a warehouse, they start it up, honk their train horns, and then pull out of the shop when they're done, fully loaded, and it's nice. And just the idea of, like, hopping in the cab of your semi, you got your dog or whatever, snacks, whatever your comfort is in the road, and you can just look out, there's just the road in front of you. I've got this image in my mind. There's just the road in front of you, and you know in your mind, it's nothing but me, this truck, for the next 8 hours or however long you're driving for that day. Like, it just sounds awesome, man. The amount of miles you'd see, the amount of truck or different places you'd be, the truckers that you see on the road, you get used to, you know, passing by around the same spot every day with other truckers and talking with them if they're on the CB radio. Of course, there is some downsides to trucking. You know, you don't get to see your family near as much, which is definitely a priority for me. I'd rather be home as much as possible than not. Yeah, it appeals to me sometimes. I feel like that's something I could do and have a good time. Combine is full. It's gonna take me a little while to get down there, so I'm going to turn it off. Plus, I'll be wrapping this up soon. I've only got 5-10 minutes before I need to go and do something, so we'll get the truck to the farm, unload it, and back to the field, unload the auger wagon, so we can kind of be a fresh start. Tomorrow I can get things rolling. Yeah, this is what, the 3rd or 4th load of grain we've taken in today. This will be the third truckload we're taking in to the farm, which is not bad. That means we're going to get about 5 or 6 truckloads off that one field. That's pretty good amount, especially when it's almost $100,000 worth per truckload. A lot of money. It's like 90,000, but still. Nearly back to the farm with our 4th load of grain off the field. 3rd for today. And I am getting antsy. I see all this grain coming in. We've got all this money piling up that we're going to be able to get when we sell it all. And I want to start shopping for tractors, but I only have 50 grand, so I can't do that yet. This truck has been struggling, man. Maybe we're on a little bit of an uphill, I don't know. We'll need fuel at some point too. We'll have to stop by the gas station, which is quite a ways out of the way, of course. As everything is on this map. At least this trailer unloads pretty quick. That's nice. Alright, let's get this puppy dog back to the field. Guess I don't need the tarp on, it's empty. Silly goose. My shed, in case you haven't seen it. Oh boy, I've done a lot of miles today. Stream's been going for like an hour and 40 minutes and I've been driving for probably literally half of that. Over 45 minutes of drive time today. That's when you know your map is a little too big. I was looking at my storage space left on my computer, and I've got a terabyte of space. I've used like 930 gigabytes of it, so I have only 70 left. But when I'm looking through my storage, I can only account for like around half of the storage used. I can't find. There's like 400 gigabytes of stuff on my computer that I just can't locate. Doesn't sound right. I need to figure that out because I can't. That's limiting the amount of recording and whatnot I can do. I just don't know what's going on with it. Easy fix is to just buy more storage, like another terabyte, because it can handle 2. But easy does not mean cheap. It's like almost $100 for another terabyte. I think there's a car coming. Otherwise, I was going to say, onto the highway we go. But now we are. It's always nice getting to memorize the route, like when you play on a map long enough and you understand where you are in relation to other things and how to get where you're going. Just shows that you've been playing a map for a while. Not that I'm saying that's the case with this one, but I'm definitely getting to that spot with these few routes I've taken. Alright, last order of business. We're going to empty this Alice out in the truck. And we'll close it on down for today. I hope y'all have enjoyed this one. If you have, feel free to let me know by hitting that like button or leaving a comment with any suggestions or anything else you got for me. But that's all I got for now, so I'll see you guys later. Peace. And awkwardly enough, as every time, I can't actually be done yet because I have to go back to the page and end the stream. Anyways, see y'all later.